Hey guys, and welcome to another money making guide. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make up to 850k an hour and up to 140k magic experience. Now I'm going to be going over 3 different methods that you can train your magic. They're all going to be in the Lunar spellbook, so be aware. And yeah, they're all very profitable methods and do give you a good amount of magic experience as well. Alright, let's get started. Okay guys, so the 3 methods I'm going to be going over today are all on the Lunar spellbook, so be prepared. You will need to do Lunar Diplomacy and Dream Mentor for I guess a couple of these. So this is going to have some pretty high requirements, but it is worth it if you can get it. So I'm going to be going over the Humidify spell, which is pretty good GP per hour, very click intensive in mediocre magic experience. I'm going to be going over the Plank Make spell, which is a little more unknown. It is actually really good magic experience per hour, and it is profitable, not nearly as much so. And the Tan Leather spell, probably the best one of them all. Pretty reasonable magic experience, over 100k an hour, as well as really good money per hour. You can get upwards of $1 mil per hour sometimes by using this method, but of course it does have the caveat that you need to have completed the hard Fremenick Diaries, which is a much higher requirement. So that's why I'm kind of presenting all these different 3 methods, because more than likely if you've completed Lunar Diplomacy, you should be able to do at least one of these. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so first out, I'm going to check out the Humidify spell. So I've just bought 1,000 clay and I guess 40 astral runes I'll need to humidify it all. This seems to be the most profitable way to train using this spell. Now, the thing that is good about this spell is it doesn't have a very high requirement as far as the lunar spells go. You will need to do Dream Mentor, but it doesn't require a diary, and I think it's only 78 or... sorry, it only has a requirement of level 68, so not a huge magic level relative to the Lunar spellbook, I mean. So yeah, let's go ahead and deposit our coins. We had 901k, and we're going to need some water runes as well for this. If you have a steam battle staff, that will be ideal, but yeah, basically just withdraw the clay, and then you're going to click on the Humidify spell. It has about a 2 or 3 second delay, and then you got to go back and bank it all. So unfortunately, since it does all of it at once, this is a pretty click intensive method, because you have to go into the bank, click withdraw, go back, and do this as quickly as possible. I could probably set up some placeholders, which would help out a bit here, but again, there's not too much you can do about it. It's going to be slow no matter what. So we should be getting roughly 40 to 50k experience an hour, depending on how quickly I can click. And yeah, we'll do the 1000 and see how much it is. Okay, so I just finished up with the 1000 clays. Now, one thing I noted is that having read the wiki and then trying it myself, the XP rates are based on high efficiency. That's using bank fillers, using your F1 and F2 keys, and really focusing. What I was doing is just literally depositing and withdrawing, and I got about 30k XP per hour, and about 15k I could probably humidify per hour. So let's go ahead and just sell off the 1000 clay, and sold them off. Perfect. So we sold them for 132k. And we bought everything for about 100k. Okay, so we made about 33k, and this took me about 4 minutes. And so that's about 8.25k a minute, times 60 is about 500k. You could get upwards of 700, 800k an hour if you're playing at a higher efficiency than I was. So reasonably good profit per hour. The experience is not that great though, and it is very click intensive. I would really recommend this mainly if you have Lunar Diplomacy done and your magic level is only around 70. Alright, so the next method is going to be casting Plank Make. Now you will need level 86 magic for this. I'm going to be using a magic potion to boost me up, just so I can show you guys. You will also need the Dream Mentor quest on top of the Lunar Diplomacy quest done. But having tested this out, this is actually one of my more favorite methods. It is click intensive, but not nearly as much as the rest of them. So we bought 100 mahogany logs, astral runes, and nature runes, so we'll claim those. So using the Plank Make spell is a lot more like enchanting jewelry. All you're going to do is click on the log and go back and repeat. It's click intensive, yes, but less so, in my personal opinion, than the Humidify spell, because that requires a lot of clicking into the bank and that. This is more just like enchanting, and it's a little more chill. The benefit here is the magic experience per hour is extremely high. The gold per hour isn't as good, but you will definitely want to be using this on mahogany planks. This is the only way you're going to break even or profit is from these logs. None of the other ones are profitable, so I would recommend only doing mahogany planks. Another fairly large benefit to this method is it's not inhibited by a bind limit. You may have noticed that the humidify spell used, well, you could do up to 22,000 in an hour. So theoretically, if you're going to train this for multiple hours, you would hit the bind limit on the Grand Exchange and not be able to buy more. That's not an issue with mahogany logs because you can only do about 1,500 to 2,000 an hour, and the bind limit's 10,000, so you'll never hit it. So that is another benefit to this method. So let's go ahead. I'll do this for, well, 100 planks and see what we're at. Okay, so I finished casting the plank make spell for the 100 casts, and I was roughly getting 150k experience per hour, which I think is pretty reasonable to expect. You get up to 160 if you are really paying attention, but 150 is pretty easy to get. So we'll go ahead and just sell off these mahogany logs. Keep in mind, I'm not waiting for the best price or anything, I'm just kind of insta-selling them. And looks like we're going to profit 11k, which is not a lot, but the amount of experience we got is, well, let's say 12k. Okay, so 12k divided by 100, so 120 coins per plank, and I was able to get about 1,700 per hour. So it's about 200k, which is actually not that bad considering you're getting 160k magic experience that is profitable. So this is actually my preferred method to train magic currently, because really good magic experience and profitable. And yeah, so let's move on to the last method. And last up is going to be the tan leather spell, which is by far the best money per hour, as well as giving pretty decent XP per hour. It's not actually as good as a plank make spell, but it is worth it because you're getting like 500, 600, 700k more an hour. With this, you can get up to 1 mil an hour, but more likely it'll be around the 800k to 900k mark. The problem here is that you need the Fremenick hard Diaries, which is a fairly high requirement. Not unobtainable, but it is much of a higher requirement than the other two methods. You'll need 78 magic for this. If that's also an issue, I wouldn't do this one. So unfortunately, I don't actually have the requirement yet. I'm very close, but I was in the process of making this video, and I couldn't really make a kind of lunar spell related video without including this to some degree. So I decided to toss it in there anyway. I hope you guys understand. So what I've bought is 100 casts of the tan leather spell, which is going to give 500 green dragon hide. So one other thing worth noting is, once again, there is a bind limit restriction here. 10,000 every 4 hours is the bind limit, and you can do about 7,500 an hour. I'm going to say about 6,000 for my my clicking speed. But either way, let's go ahead and convert these, and I'll see how much we made. Okay, there we go, guys. So we converted them to green dragon leather, theoretically. So what I ended up selling them for was 1883. So it looks like you'd profit about 57k off of, well, it took 5 minutes in theory. So 57 times 5 minutes will be 12. Would give us about 684k an hour, probably up to 800k. Now, I've asked a couple people, and it is about 130k to 140k an hour magic experience. So this method is by far the most profitable and XP-wise the best, your best option. The only reason I would not recommend it is just because of the high requirement, as well as the buy-in limit on the GE. That being said, you could go ahead and buy different dragon leather. So you could go buy, let's say, I don't know, 10,000 green dragon leather, 10,000 blue dragon leather, and 10,000 black dragon leather, let's say something like that, and then you wouldn't really be hitting the buy-in limit. But they would have different profits associated with them, so you'd have to make that decision based on the margins. Alright guys, that's it. So those are the 3 methods that I've discovered that can give you a decent profit while actually giving you really good magic experience per hour. Because normally when you're getting like over 100k magic experience per hour, it's going to be costing you money. So the Lunar Spellbook is very handy for that. As for those of you looking to profit and train your magic I hope these methods serve you well. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.